Come on, won't you party with me? Party with me. Party with me. Party with me. Party with me. 5 different nachos.
All right, you were listening to the Nerd Edification Hour on Alternation Radio. I'm Caleb.
And I am Rachel.
And I don't know where Jeremy is.
He's invisible right now, I think.
Yes, he's invisible.
He's invisible. Let's say that.
And we can't hear him. So.
Yes. He's trapped in a invisible glass box where we can't hear him. Poor Jeremy.
Little glass box.
Yes.
Before we begin the show, let me remind everyone who listens that we may be changing times when it comes to the new semester.
Right. We are still working on what time we will be changing to, pending a few things. So.
Yeah. So just stick to our social media stuff. We'll probably announce something there. Or if you just, listen to the radio all day long, you can just listen to that.
You'll catch us anyway.
Yeah, sometime. And we may be going for a break here as well. Depends. It all depends, really.
Yeah, lots of things happening right now. Lots of things.
Yep.
But today, though, we will have our movie news, a little dash of Nintendo news, as well as everyone's favorite, the nerd vocab, and general video game news, and some kind of technology and science news as well.
Kind of technology? Like it's not really technology? But...
Well, I don't know. It is, but it isn't. And one of them involves Google and something that I am very pleased with them changing. So
it kind of counts as technology news.
Yes, it does. Yeah. We will find out a little bit more about that later, though. But first, let's get to the movies.
Yay, we all love movies here on the Nerd Edification.
We do.
Hour.
I'm actually going to be seeing Ant-Man this evening.
Oh, really?
Yes, I have not seen it yet.
Oh, me neither.
And of course, I just saw our producer, Kyle, dancing in the other room. He's excited that I'm seeing Ant-Man. Apparently, it was good.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Yes, indeed.
Oh, goodness.
That was interesting. But yes. So, in the most recent report of information that's, kind of disseminating from this studio leak going on at multiple studios, I believe, the Daily Beast has revealed very strong evidence that an XMen and Fantastic Four crossover might be in the works.
Well, what kind of wait, is this a website or is this
the
a
Daily
newspaper?
Beast? No, the Daily Beast, I think, is an online kind of newspaper deal.
All right. I wonder what the whole
I'm not exactly sure. But they're working on it. Apparently, the studios involved with X-Men and Fantastic Four are working on a crossover. Apparently.
Oh.
Courtesy of an email written by Michael DeLuca, which is co-president of production for Columbia Pictures, to Sony Pictures Entertainment, co-chairman Amy Pascal this past October. So, it was a year ago, so this may have been just, conversational banter of, ideas. It may or may not actually be happening until you see something on a contract rather than just them chit-chatting.
Yeah, or they'll go to the copyright websites,
right?
Whatever that they do.
No,
people are looking at now.
No, that's the copyright and patent stuff is more. It's more geared toward development of actual items, like game systems and games and stuff like that.
But that's
it's an intellectual property, but I don't think they'd put anything on that there per se. They might, but probably not.
I don't know.
In this conversation, DeLuca writes that he has learned directly from Simon Kinberg that Fox is working on an X-Men and Fantastic Four team-up movie and suggests that Sony plans something similar with their Spider-Man property, namely linking together a new Spider-Man movie or maybe the female-led Spider-Man movie Venom and a Sinister Six for an eventual mega movie. I have no idea. That's just a lot of gobbledygook to me of suggestions.
It literally is gobbledygook because that's what they're putting together. It's just all these crossovers.
I agree. It makes it makes sense, but it doesn't make sense.
It makes sense, but it doesn't make sense because technically they're all in the same universe, but then again they're not because they're all owned by different companies and.
Alternate universes are strange thing.
Now we're getting to the whole alternate universe thing, which there's unlimited amounts of.
And whether or not they consider it canon and yada, yada, yada. We could probably go hours on this subject.
But we only have 1 hour.
We only have 1 hour, exactly.
So,
Caleb, tell us a little bit about Jurassic World. What's
Rachel,
going on?
Did you know that Jurassic World was the 3rd highest grossing film of all time?
No, I didn't.
Well, you know now. It was surpassing the Avengers even, which we all know is a pretty big movie. and it still is.
Yeah.
Because it's awesome. And
I wish I knew what was the top grossing film. Not necessarily film series. I know which is the top grossing film series, and that's the Harry Potter series, and I don't think it's been beat yet. So.
no, the top grossing, I don't know, it'd probably be something like.
This is a job for Google.
Well, yeah. We'll probably Google it
We'll
later.
get back to that.
So it surpassed the Avengers with $1.52 billion in tickets sold.
Darn, that's
today,
wow.
Yeah.
That is wow.
And then yesterday is, apparently it was at least the shocking announcement ever. We knew.
As I roll my eyes.
So after this, Universal has confirmed a sequel because obviously they want to make more money.
Yeah, for Jurassic World 2, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean,
not Jurassic Park. It's not Jurassic Park related, but it's Jurassic World related.
Yeah.
See, because they're not.
Well, they are connected, but they're not. And I'm hoping that we see more cameos.
Probably. So Jurassic World 2 is set to hit theaters on June 22nd, 2008. That's a very
2018.
That's a 2018. Excuse me.
We're not going back in
2008.
time.
Let's take a time machine. No. Yeah, apparently there's already a pinpointed date when they want this done.
Well, they try to do that, and that's like a perspective date. And sometimes it comes out sooner, which is very rare, or it will come out after the fact. But, well, who knows? It depends on how, filming goes and casting, if they have to cast additional roles, et cetera, et cetera.
My thing is, what are they supposed to do after they genetically engineer a dinosaur? Make
don't-
more genetically engineered dinosaurs?
I don't know. It's like they don't learn. Like, oh, well, we know what we did wrong then because we made a mistake and we learned from our mistakes. So now we're going to make more mistakes.
Now we're going to open a second park called Jurassic World 2.
Oh, jeez.
Which is like, what?
It is just a never-ending chaos from that. Oh,
and now we're going to
terrible.
make like a dragon or something.
Oh,
some dinosaur
God.
dragon pop out of, it's like a T-Rex that breathes fire and
Once
flies.
again, as I roll my eyes.
With raptor DNA that can go invisible and stuff.
But I don't know. That's just nuts. Well, the production company Spring Hill has announced a partnership with Warner Brothers Entertainment focused on content creation. And apparently, this is involved with the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Wait for it.
Says,
Drum roll.
so proud of today's announcement. Can't wait to bring you guys some amazing stories. Immediately, speculation turned to the 1996 film Space Jam, which the studio owns the rights to. So, all of a sudden, they're like, we're going to bring some new stuff.
Space Jam 2 confirmed.
And of course, everybody's like, Space Jam 2? Space Jam 2? So, which will be...
But not with Michael Jordan.
No, probably not.
It's
But-
with LeBron James.
Oh, God.
Could you imagine?
Oh, I can definitely imagine that, and I don't know how I feel, but Space Jam.
Yep. 2.
Basically a classic. Total classic.
With LeBron
Instant
James and Looney
classic.
Tune land.
Just stop. Quit. Don't give them ideas. What are you doing? But yep, that's pretty much it for our movie news. There's not too much going on otherwise.
Don't worry, we have plenty of video game news
We
and
do.
technology news to last
yes,
us
yes,
to the
we
end
do.
of the show.
Yep, but we do have a dash of Nintendo news, which is next because it is inevitable. There are only a few weeks where something Nintendo does not happen. So, next up, we'll talk to you about some Nintendo.
You could say we don't get Nintendo. When we don't get Nintendo news, it's quite rare.
Oh, you did not. I'm going to leave the room. But anyway, so what song are we playing in this break, Caleb?
All right, I'm going to try to get this right. It's by the Beatles.
Oh.
And it's a continuing story of Bungalow Bill.
Okay. That sounds great.
All right, cool. And we'll be right back here on the Nerd Edification Hour on Alternation Radio.
And we are back on the Nerd Edification Hour on Alternation Radio. My name is Rachel, and I have in front of me my good friend Caleb.
Hi, and there was absolutely no fade on that song, but that's okay. Rachel, tell them what the highest grossing film was.
Okay, so we looked it up. And, well, Caleb thought it was going to be Gone with the Wind. But actually, it is James Cameron's Avatar. In close second, it would be Titanic, which was definitely my guess. And of course, third, as we know, is Jurassic World. So updated statistics for you.
I think what I was looking at was something like total overall.
I think you were looking
grossing.
at total overall in the U.S. I'm at,
Yeah.
I looked at IMDb for their worldwide numbers. So.
Oh, you looked at worldwide. I'm just looking at the USA box office.
Yeah, well.
Okay.
Well, if we're
know.
if we're thinking all time, it would probably be worldwide that we'd want to look at, just for funsies, I'd say. But yeah, that is an updated statistic for you. Fun fact that you could tell your friends and look really smart doing it. But now it's time for our little dash of Nintendo
It
news.
literally is just a dash.
It's literally
like
just a dash.
literally-
There wasn't too much going on with Nintendo this week, and it really is understandable. They're working really hard with development for the NX and a couple of other games that they're working on right now that they're not announcing anything for currently. They're probably preparing for other little conventions and stuff. But the cool thing is we had some Nintendo news announced at a different company's presentation event at Square Enix.
Yeah, which is weird.
Yeah, this happens because they work together. At the end of Square Enix's new title presentation event, we actually got a first look at Dragon Quest XI, which they revealed. Not only is it heading to PlayStation 4, but it's also headed to the Nintendo 3DS and potentially the NX, along with Dragon Quest X, which people who are familiar with Dragon Quest franchises, that is the MMO of the Dragon Quest games, is Dragon Quest X. So, but it looks really, really cool. I got to see some video from it when I watched the presentation. And Dragon Quest XI, on the 3DS, on the top screen, it's a 3D world. But on the bottom screen, it's a flat sprite, like old school world.
That's adorable.
So you're seeing it at the same time. It's like you're almost playing two different games that are the same. It's weird. But later during the live stream, like I said, they mentioned that they plan on developing Dragon Quest XI for the NX. But then Famitsu went back and kind of talked to them about it, and that they said it's under consideration. So it's probably going to come out for the NX, but it all depends on how the development of the NX goes. Because, I mean, they're releasing it on the 3DS and then the PS4. It's two different games. It looks totally different. But it's cool that 3DS is getting another RPG because they don't have too many.
Yeah, it's a little odd.
Yeah, it is a little odd.
It's a little odd. Thing is, one thing that's just randomly coming to my mind is why is Square just taking like they're saying Dragon Quest X and whichever Final Fantasy game is MMO. Like they make those MMOs. It's like what?
Well, I mean, Dragon Quest X, that MMO particularly came out what, a couple years ago in Japan, and we never got it. So this is the way. Well, this is their way of bringing it to us, is releasing it on one of the newer consoles as opposed to releasing it on the console that they put it out on, which is understandable. It's completely understandable. It came out, I believe, for Wii in Japan, Wii and Wii U, but so.
I don't know.
And as you know, the Wii is no longer supported for online capabilities, so.
Yeah, which is kind of sad because my parents don't have a little Netflix machine to use anymore.
Oh, that's sad. But yep, that is our little dash of Nintendo news.
Yep, that was pretty much it. And next up, we'll have your nerd vocab and a whole bunch of video game news, which I
whole lot.
am excited for.
Me too.
Several things on
Lots
there.
of cool things. And I did add some stuff too.
I'll have to look.
You'll have to look, yeah. I always surprise you.
So the song we're going to play during our little break here is from the Steven Universe soundtrack. If you know what Steven Universe is, it's Stronger Than You.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. And we'll be right back here on the Nerd Edification Hour on Alternation Radio. Welcome back to the Nerd Edification Hour on Alternation Radio. I'm Caleb.
And I am Rachel.
And now we'll have your nerd vocab along with your video game news.
Yes, there's quite a bit of it.
It's our favorite segment because we are video game nerds in the first place.
We are.
And today's nerd vocab is ban.
Ban.
It's B-A-N. It's ban. It's very short. Officially or legally prohibit.
Correct. You can get banned from online games.
You can. You can get banned from the mall.
You can.
Like me. I'm just kidding.
No, just a joke there. But you
Are
can.
you sure? You don't know.
I'm pretty sure. No. You can also, certain countries can ban certain games coming out in that country. Like I think Australia has banned a few games from coming out. I think it was a GTA, I want to say. I think
Probably.
it was GTA.
It was probably
It might have
GTA gets banned from a lot
yeah.
of places.
I think it might have been lifted though at some point. But like I said earlier, you can get banned from online games for a variety of reasons.
I can't remember what country it was that banned the South Park game. I can't remember.
Might have also been Australia.
Yeah,
Australia's weird
Australia.
like that. But I said you can get banned on an online game for almost anything.
Or sometimes a whole country can ban entire consoles.
Yes.
Or all of them, in fact. Like
Here's looking at you, China.
But China has actually lifted the ban on all the video game consoles very recently, I might add.
Way to go, China.
Yay, way to be progressive, sort of. But the whole stipulation is they have to heavily censor every game on every console, like a lot.
Which means they're going to be starting with the older consoles and getting older games from a long time ago that didn't currently possess all of these censorship issues, as they say. Or they're going to be some really, really bogged down games, I'd say. It's going to be interesting. I look forward to how that develops.
But the whole thing over there is that the whole PC gaming scene is already established.
Oh, yeah.
But then you have these consoles coming, which, it could change things. But
It could.
It'll be interesting to see how consoles actually sell over there, even though everybody already has like a computer they play on.
Not to say that they are they need it economically. They're pretty well off, but it will
because they make everything. I mean, heck, they make the systems anyway.
they
do.
yeah, they make the parts anyway. But I mean, it would probably stimulate some, business and trade and stuff like that in certain market areas, which is in itself just very interesting since, like you said, it hasn't been there before. Now they can actually get these consoles, which is cool. Go China. Good for you.
All right. So, Rachel, what's going on with the Hills of the Silentness?
Well, it's still canceled.
Oh, darn.
It's not coming back from the dead.
We won't be able to get to see Rachel's Let's Play of that.
Oh, God, I would just scream. I would scream through the entire time, nonstop screaming. But project leads Hideo Kojima and Guillermo del Toro still intend to work on a new project together. What that project may be, we don't know. But in an interview with IGN, Del Toro said, "I love working with Kojima-san. We are still in touch. We are still friends and working into doing something together. But it's not going to be Silent Hills." Guillermo del Toro also kind of detailed a bit about what Silent Hills, though it was still in the very early stages of development, could have been. He said, "We were in the planning stages, and it's a shame it's not going to happen. We were talking about really pushing the boundaries of the new consoles and making the game really mess with your head. One of the great moments in Metal Gear Solid was Psycho Mantis, how it would read your memory card and base the dialogue on that. The idea that a game can actually interact with you, stuff like that. So the fact that they're bringing that back, whoa, that's super cool."
Yeah,
but
that's kind of creepy. You have a whole bunch of games that do that, like a whole bunch of DOS games that actually go in your files and write stuff, which is really weird.
that is really strange.
Ugh.
But hey, since they obviously can't use it in Silent Hills, and Silent Hills is gone, it doesn't exist.
Wah, wah,
It's just
wah,
a dream
wah.
within a dream with screams. But they might carry over some of the ideas that they had for that into whatever this new project is.
Probably. It's probably going to be like, I'm going to guess, it's going to be on Kickstarter, and it's going to be one of those, like, it's going to be ukulele, or it's going to be like Mighty Number 9, that kind of situation. Like, look,
Kickstarter.
Here's the spiritual successor to the Silent Hills game that we never got to make. You should Kickstart us.
There's quite a few of those already, actually. Oh, well.
We said Mighty Number 9. And, not Bloodborne. Was it Blood Rain? Was that it?
I don't
The
know.
Castlevania one, whichever. There's like Blood Rain or something like that.
No, that's not Castlevania.
No, it's a spiritual successor to Castlevania. The guy who made it.
Maybe.
I think it's Blood Rain.
I don't know.
You know.
But anyway, for those of you who know Hideki Kamiya, he's the guy who's in charge of the game Scalebound for Xbox One. He is not happy with Microsoft right now.
Uh-oh.
Like, at all.
Uh-oh.
At all. He posted some kind of aggressive tweets earlier. He tweeted angrily at Microsoft this morning. It was kind of vulgar. It had some stuff that was not appropriate to say at all, period. And then it was promptly deleted.
Oh,
But,
well.
People are still going to see it, even though it's deleted. But then after that, he tweeted, if I were to go to Gamescom, I want to go for the users, not as a prop for Xbox briefing. So he's kind of having some issues with how Microsoft is treating and presenting Scalebound currently at Gamescom, and he isn't a fan of their marketing.
Is it like a dangling piece of meat? Say, look,
I
it's a Scalebound. It's a
well,
platinum game. Look at it. Look at it.
He responded to a fan in a certain way, like he stated that he isn't happy with their marketing. He said that specifically, and which he describes as generic and junk. So, ouch. I mean, the guy is known for his outbursts, but Microsoft can't really afford to make him mad, especially since he is someone who is releasing an exclusive for Xbox One.
This is true. So we got I'm noticing a pattern where companies are starting to make their developers very upset.
Oh yeah, because they're trying to control them in a way. But I mean, but here's the thing: like this game Scalebound is going to be showcased at Games, which is going to be showcased in Germany at Gamescom, or has been a territory where Microsoft has kind of been dominated by arch rivals Sony. Because of the PlayStation.
Because of the nostalgia nuke.
Well, PlayStation is really popular over there, and so they're it's an interesting marketing situation with that. But yeah, so that made me actually laugh this morning when I read that, because I was like, dang, he is not happy with Microsoft at all. But yeah, so Caleb, tell us a little bit about this Hearthstone dealio.
All right. So as you may know, I like Hearthstone.
You do. You have multiple playthroughs of it on the
channel.
channel.
Well, because there's a lot of content, but recently it's been kind of, I've run out of kind of gimmicks to do on, the whole deck thing. But now there's a new expansion coming, which will have about 135 new cards.
Gasp!
Which is
so
a
surprised.
Lot, which is a lot. So, the whole thing is based around the Grand Tournament, which is like a raid. Even though it doesn't sound like a raid, I'm not quite sure. But anyways, you got like Murlocs riding on Murlocs, like the mounts and stuff.
And pirates riding on parrots.
Yes.
Which in itself is weird, because normally a parrot is on a pirate's shoulder.
Exactly. It's irony. It's funny.
Hearthstone, you're so strange.
Well, see, Hearthstone is based off of WoW, so
well, I know
WoW
that.
is strange.
WoW is strange. It is.
WoW is strange. It's really weird. But anyways, not to... stay on the whole politically correctness. The whole expansion is also based around hero powers.
Cool.
Which hero powers are something that cost 2 mana. I could explain the whole mechanics,
you
but
could probably
be here for a while.
Have a huge segment on just this.
Basically, you get mana. It's kind of like Magic, but you spend 2 mana and you can use various hero powers, like the mage has a little fireball that does 1 damage, or the...
And what's this new ability that has to do with that?
The new cards are going to have a ability called Inspire, which when you use your hero power will give them various buffs and whatnot.
Oh, well, cool. That's awesome.
So like Inspire gains charge or gains
yeah, that's cool. When is the expansion rolling out?
The expansion will be rolling out in the first few weeks of August.
So it'll probably be tiered, like, here, you get this part now. Here, you get this part next week. Yeah.
Oh, I think it's all at once.
All at once? Okay.
All at once. You just have to buy the packs, which probably be spending $200+ on trying to get all of them.
Oh, Lord in heaven. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. No, I don't spend $200 at once, at least, on it, because it's a lot.
Okay, well... I know you're big in the Fantasy Star dealio, so you're probably pretty excited about this.
Well, big news for those who know anything about Fantasy Star. If you've ever heard of it, you probably remember it from the Dreamcast days or the...
I played it on GameCube once.
Or the GameCube. Yeah, there's that too. Or, they've had several games, but it's not too popular here in the West. mostly
Cult classic,
it's
as
cult,
they say.
Cult classic,
Cult
sure, but
classic.
maybe about like 1,000 people. But anyways, if you've been anticipating the Phantasy Star Online 2, which is the sequel to Phantasy Star Online, Blue Burst, which was on the GameCube,
Right.
pretty much, then you're finally in luck. Sega has lifted the IP ban from the SCA servers, which, if you don't know, that's Southeast Asia, and which is based in India, and you can play it in English because they mostly speak English in India.
Wonderful. That means you don't have to hack it and install a weird patch that doesn't always work, right? Right.
Well, my patch works. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, when a game goes through an update, it sometimes overwrites certain parts of a patch, so then it messes it up for a little bit unless you get the updated portion.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say, look, I've been playing on the Japanese servers, and they're pretty okay, even though the whole English patch that on the Japanese server still works.
Oh, well, that's wonderful.
So, if you wanted to do it that way, you can.
Now
but,
you don't have to worry about it then.
Yeah. Now you just go play in English where they, sort of English. They kind of name things weirdly.
Yeah.
But, other than that, yeah.
Well,
there you go.
That is cool, and I love it when they do. That's been happening a lot this year, where they lift certain bans or they decide, you know what, we're going to release it here now after waiting 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, but you know why they lifted the ban, right? Because,
No, I don't.
Because they said they weren't going to bring it over here to the West.
Oh, so they had to do something. In other words.
Yeah, because a lot of people were upset.
Oh, I imagine so. Yeah.
So upset that they caused a DDoS attack on the Japanese servers, which was not fun.
No,
for
that is
anyone.
not fun at all.
It's like, oh, you're not going to release PSO2 here in the West? Well, guess what? Shut your entire servers down. How about that?
And then they cackle in the distance.
Yeah. But then everything got fixed. So.
Oh, well, of course it did. But Bethesda,
Bethesda,
you do a lot of things. You really do, and you make your fans really happy. E3 was an interesting experience with that, and but it revealed recently, Bethesda revealed that they are struggling to keep up with the demand for the recently announced Fallout 4 Pipboy Collector's Edition.
Huh.
For those of you who don't know what a Pipboy is, it's the kind of like wrist communicator computer thing that's in the
Watch
Fallout
thing,
games. It's nuts. It's very steampunk. Heck, if I could afford it, I'd get one of these things. It's nuts. It's so cool.
But you can't get it now.
No, you can't. The Fallout 4 Pip-Boy edition was available for pre-order for about $120. It's currently sold out in North America, according to Bethesda's marketing vice president, Pete Hines. You shouldn't be expecting any more to crop up, period. End all, catch all. There's no extra ones sitting in a warehouse anywhere. You could try Amazon after the fact, but really,
It's probably gonna be $1,000.
yeah. Do you want to deal with that? I sure don't. But anyway, says we've reached a point where we'd go back to the factories, and they were like, "Guys, this is it. Sorry, this is as long as we can run the lines in the warehouse." The factories would tell them that apparently, and that's what the yields say. We don't make the Pip-Boy edition. We go back. It's nuts. It's nuts. He's saying they're not going to make any more. Period. We've gone there. They've told us we cannot physically make any more. We can't keep the lines open that long. That's just no. And wow. So basically, the final answer. Sorry, this is as many as we can make, and we've sold every single one of those.
So if you haven't gotten it and you really wanted one, all I gotta say is wah, wah, wah.
Yep. So sorry. So sorry. If the marketing VP says that it's gone, it's probably gone.
I still don't see why they can't just say, "Oh, you want to buy it? Well, we'll just make it," kind of thing.
They can't.
They order it.
Well, it's they can only do so much, and oftentimes the cost to make it, they have to meet the cost to make it, and people have to make these things and put them together and actually manufacture them. And those people, it could be hard to manufacture, and people don't want to work that long. They don't want to be on the production line for that long of time just to produce maybe a couple hundred more, which it's all has to do with policies and work hours and meeting demand to the best they can. And the quota that they decided to make and what they could afford to make has been filled and done and said with and paid for. So there isn't too much wiggle room. Now, if you pre-ordered it and say, for example, someone cancels, and a few will pop up here and there at certain locations, but don't expect that. Don't be riding on that. Don't get your hopes up.
Oh, I'm tired of this. I'm going to put it on eBay or whatever. And then
because eventually someone will put it on eBay, but it'll be expensive. So that's just how the ball rolls. What can I say? That's
just how the cookie crumbles.
It is.
In the great cookie jar of life.
It is. It is. But yeah, that's actually it for our video game news.
Yeah, well, we're kind of making time.
We are powering through it. But I mean, I for one, I didn't order the Pipboy edition. It looked cool. If somebody that I know gets it, I'll probably play with it. I will definitely play with it.
I wonder what it does.
I don't know. It might be
I don't actually know what it does.
It might be a prop. I haven't heard anything whether or not it's functional.
$100-something for a prop. That's kind of...
Well, I mean, it looks really cool. I'm hoping with it being that expensive that it is, functional. Like it lights up. It has some menus that you can go through. Because essentially, I think when you turn on your... when you go to the main menu, you're going to the Pipboy menu. And so I think that would be cool if it had some functionality with that. Or maybe it would be even cooler if it had functionality with the game.
That would be pretty cool.
Developers, I'm giving you ideas.
Then demand's going to skyrocket.
Well, it's already huge, but, they haven't told us too much. But anyway, yeah.
All right. So should I play one song or two? That's one thing we should think about.
Well, what song is it?
We got... do you remember the whole the dinosaur movie?
I do. I do. That was a very good movie.
We're back at dinosaurs, where dinosaurs ate cereal and stuff. It was weird.
Okay, that's not the dinosaur.
Maybe you're not the one.
No, that's not the dinosaur movie that I'm thinking.
Oh.
That might be a TV show that you're...
No.
No, I'm thinking...
That's a movie.
Okay, I'm thinking the dinosaur Disney movie that the ride is based off of at Animal Kingdom, but I'm probably wrong.
Oh, yeah. That dinosaur. No, this one is We're Back, a Dinosaur Story, where this professor goes back in time and feeds dinosaurs cereal that makes them smart and stuff.
Oh, yes, the cartoon. Okay, yeah.
Cartoon.
Yeah.
The other one's kind of a cartoon.
Oh, it was CG. There's cartoon and then there's CG animated.
Oh,
it's different. Yeah. Anyway, but what's the song?
It's that's it. It's just called We're Back at Dinosaur Story. It's kind of like their theme or something.
All right. Well, we'll have a little bit of a throwback for you cartoon, family-oriented cartoon movie kind of nerds. So, yeah, go ahead and play that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll be right back here on the Nerd Edification Hour on Alternation Radio, and we'll have your technology news coming up next.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
And we are back on the Nerd Edification Hour on Alternation Radio. My name is Rachel, and I have in front of me my friend Caleb.
Hi, that song was Flying Forward from that movie that we mentioned before.
Yes, the song title, Flying Forward Through Time. So
Flying Forward Through Time.
Yes.
There we go.
Quick correction, as it were.
Oh, I need a nap. All right, then. Well, technology news. Let's see.
Yeah, we do have some.
So, Rachel, do you know who Razer is?
Yeah, they do a lot of the headset tablets and streaming devices that people use to actually record their games. I know they make that software.
Yep, and they're heavily involved in esports.
They are really involved.
The company purchased the Ouya.
Oh boy, the thing that nobody bought.
Yeah, exactly. The thing that people paid lots of money for that nobody bought.
And apparently the people who were formerly in charge of Ouya still haven't given the developers the money they were promised.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well then.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
But specifically it bought like the software assets, not exactly the system itself, which is kind of like what?
I guess they bought the operating system, not the pieces and parts. But it was for an undisclosed amount of money.
Ooh.
Oh, that either means it was really a lot that they're uncomfortable
or
saying, or really barely anything at all.
If we buy this, then people are going to oh, you own the Ouya now? Well, now you can give us back our money that you owe us.
I don't know. We'll see.
Who knows?
Ooh.
So that was revealed on Twitter yesterday.
Yeah, through CEO and co-founder Julie Ehrman.
It's so weird. Why?
I don't understand. I have no idea. Ouya, you're weird. You're real weird.
So, Rachel, what's going on in space?
Oh, gosh, NASA.
NASA.
The latest discovery of NASA's New Horizons mission reveals that Pluto is host to flowing ice that have similarities to glaciers on active worlds, such as active worlds. I feel like I'm in a dang space movie, such as Earth and Mars.
Oh, yeah. Glaciers are weird. Glaciers are awesome.
They are so cool.
They are like powerful.
They are moving mountains.
They cut through the mountains.
They do.
They just say, move over mountain. We're going to split you in half.
So,
glaciers are, man.
NASA's Associate Administrator, John Grunsfield, prepared a statement. He said that we knew that mission to Pluto would bring some surprises, and now, 10 days after closest approach, we can say that our expectations have been more than surpassed. With flowing ices, exotic surface chemistry, mountain ranges, and vast haze, Pluto is showing a diversity of planetary geology that is rather thrilling. Like
planetary geology. Well then, I wonder why that would be.
Neil deGrasse Tyson is over there going. Like, can people just give it up about Pluto, please?
Those meddling kids. I almost got away with calling Pluto a planetoid.
Yeah, no, it's still probably going to be called a planetoid, honestly.
Yeah,
but because it's not big enough to be a planet. It just isn't.
But it has planetary geology.
It does. It has some cool stuff.
It's like, look, guys, I want to be a planet. Look, I'm a planet.
I think I mentioned this the last time we talked about Pluto, but there was a comic online of Pluto just looking all sad, and then New Horizons flies by, and it's like, ooh, a friend, yay! And then it gets really, really, really upset when New Horizons passes.
Its little heart ice breaks or whatever. Is that?
Yes,
yeah.
and that's one of the cooler things that we saw in the images of Pluto, is it has this kind of icy mass sort of thing that makes an area of the surface a little bit darker, and it's in the shape of a heart. And it's so cute.
It's like, wow.
Pluto's always been my favorite.
Pluto's adorable.
It will continue to be my favorite, especially with all this stuff coming out. Like, it makes me so happy. It makes me so happy. Oh, next. Google.
Oh, boy. Speaking of happy things.
Oh, Google. Finally. Google, you have answered all of our prayers. It's going to be so much simpler for people to have YouTube accounts now.
Simpler. So basically what Rachel's saying is Google is finally divorcing Google Plus as or like YouTube in general with like the different thing. Well, explain.
Well, what's going to happen is basically they say a Google account will be all that you'll need to share content, communicate with contacts, and create a YouTube channel and more all across Google. So basically, when you create a Google account, what happens is it creates you a profile on YouTube that doesn't necessarily mean an active channel, but it creates a channel that you can, put all your favorites in.
And you get a Google Drive, and you get a Gmail, and you get a Google Plus, and you get a Google other
You get all sorts of Google stuff.
Google Hangout.
Now Google Plus is not going to be part of that list of things. You can create a Google Plus account, I suppose, but you don't have to if you don't want to.
Well, basically what people are excited about is that like when you go on to the comment section or whatever in Google, it's linked to your Google Plus account, which for some people is kind of annoying.
It is because nobody looks at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, when I looked at my Google profile, it's like this profile has had over 1,000 views on it. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, how?
But
it doesn't make any sense.
The decision comes several months after Google stopped forcing new users to create accounts under its social network, which has failed to become the Facebook and Twitter competitor they once hoped it would be. Google has also split successful Google Plus features like photos into standalone products, a strategy that they say will continue. We're well underway to putting a location sharing into Hangouts and other apps where it really belongs, according to Bradley Horowitz, from Google. And he also says, we think changes like these will lead to a more focused, more useful, engaging Google+. So it's separate now. It's not necessarily connected unless you want it to be.
But don't go deleting your Google Plus account just yet, because that will delete your YouTube channel.
No, it won't.
Yeah, well.
No, it won't.
Yeah.
I deleted my Google Plus account and was able to keep my YouTube channel just 2 months ago. There's a setting that you could do. Go ahead, Google it. Ha, 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 ha. Yep.
Well, all the news sources are saying don't do it. So maybe
you can, but there's a way to disconnect the two where your Google Plus account is no longer functional, but your YouTube is. I've done it on both of my Google accounts. Done it.
Well then.
Yeah, I'm special.
Well, maybe he can just email Rachel or go
I don't
whatever.
remember how I did it. I Googled it. So
You Googled.
I did.
how to do-
So
That's funny.
yeah, it is. It
That's
is funny. It is pretty funny. I am a funny gal. At least I like to think so, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. I have some good jokes.
sometimes.
I have really good jokes, okay? You know what? I'm going to tell a joke right now.
Okay, what is it?
What did the baby ghost call his mommy and daddy?
What?
His trans parents.
Knee slapper.
That was.
Yeah.
I love corny jokes. That's my favorite ones. Oh, another good one. Why don't ghosts go out in the rain?
Why?
It dampens their spirits.
Oh, that's funny. That reminds me of another joke. Where do polar bears keep their money?
Where?
In a snowbank.
Ha, ha, ha. We are big fans here at the Nerd Edification Hour
Corny
of
jokes.
of corny jokes.
Yes.
Yeah, we're a little silly. But hey, aren't all nerds? I think so.
Yeah.
But
So enough stalling. What's the last bit of news here?
yeah, okay, well, let's face it, guys. Coming up with a grade A tweet, it's not easy.
No, I would know because
Like,
I don't ever make a good tweet.
I mean-
ever.
Yeah, you only have 140 characters. Can't really say a lot. I mean, you have to kind of vigorously plan it.
You
And
could post a corny joke on there.
You very well could. But this difficulty is why some people just copy good tweets from other people and act like they came up with it all on their own. And apparently, this has been going on since the beginning of Twitter. But it now appears that Twitter is using its legal authority to crack down on these tweet stealers. Gosh darn you, tweet stealers.
Twitter has legal authority?
Yeah, apparently. I mean, they're an actual company. so-
Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah. A number of tweets have actually been deleted on copyright grounds for apparently stealing a bad joke.
Oh, busted.
But as we
busted.
know, even if it's deleted, it's still there somewhere.
Yeah, it's still out there on the internet because the internet is forever, as far as we know right now.
It is forever.
So technically, until like Skynet happens, and then it's
God.
Just,
Oh, God. Oh, goodness
it's just gonna be gone.
gracious.
Yeah, that's actually it for our technology news. Rachel has somewhere to be after this, which is my kind of have to wrap up a little early because she has to get to a thing.
I have to get to a meeting,
She
yes.
has to get to a thing.
Yes.
And yeah, well, we thank you for joining us here. What's our Twitter?
Okay.
Twitter.
Well, you can find us on Twitter at Nerd Edification, or you can find us at Facebook at the Nerd Edification Hour, where I post Monday through Friday, daily sort of this day in gaming history. I haven't posted yet today, but that will be up sometime
You're
this
slacking.
evening. Oh,
You're
well,
slacking.
you know, life happens. And so that'll go up sometime later this evening. You can also find us on YouTube at Strangely Entertaining. Caleb also puts up some playthrough videos there.
Like Hearthstone.
Along with Loot Crate and unboxings, and that's Strangely Entertaining, capital S, capital E. So, like I said, keep an eye out on our Facebook page and probably our Twitter.
For our time slot.
We might
movement,
be having a
possibly.
time slot change, so we will give you that updated information as soon as it's available.
Yeah. For those of you watching on TV, it probably won't affect you at all. But for those of you on radio or listening live online, yeah.
This
it can
definitely
change.
is something that you need to be aware of.
Yeah.
But
Because apparently we have a larger audience than I thought we did.
actually, I was out and I visited a business the other day, and I was talking to somebody, and they said, "Oh yeah, one of my coworkers downloads the audio and listens to it as a podcast."
Really?
And yeah, so that was really good.
Wow.
Yeah, so good on you, fella.
That-
Good on you.
How?
I don't
How
know.
How do they do that?
I have no idea.
I haven't even posted it on a place where they could do that easily because
I suppose they get it
costs
from
money.
YouTube?
Cost money.
I suppose
Yeah,
they get it from YouTube.
I guess.
Hey.
Huh? I didn't know.
So
I'm quite surprised. I'm
what's
happy.
since we have time, what's our two songs that we're going to play, since I'm assuming?
Two or three probably.
Okay.
We got the Octo Valley from Splatoon, which there's going to be an update very soon, by the way,
Yes.
around August. We got Metro Cross Retro Melody from I think that's Smash Brothers, and we got Quick Man stage for Mega Man.
Neato. So lots of cool stuff.
Yep. And we'll let Rachel get on out of here. Thank you for listening. Till next week, stay fancy.
Yes. Enjoy the sunny weather, but don't get too hot.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.